I feel that Manyata's is the most interesting character, and I understand that it is like a real life activity.
It is
It
because
is
she
because
is
she's
the
had like
final
a
Mrs Dutt.
she's the final Mrs.
He
Dutt.
said this himself.
Right, and
she said this somewhere.
Yeah.
I found it so fascinating because that is the truth. That's the ultimate truth.
Right. We've seen a certain glamorous side to her as well in terms of her Instagram pictures, and she likes to.
All that is now.
Yeah, it is there. So it's a very interesting character.
I can't comment to a lot that you've just said
Okay.
because I really want for you to see the film
I would
and
love to,
discover
yeah.
it. Hi, this is Mirza and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
When I saw the poster, and I tweeted that as well, and I wrote that it seems to be Mirza's maybe one of the most important characters that she has played. The reason why I said that was that I feel that amongst all the relationships that maybe he has had, Sanjay Dutt has had, I feel that Manyata's is the most interesting character, and I understand that it is like a real life activity.
It is
It
because
is because
she
she's
is the
had like
final
a
Mrs Dutt.
she's the final Mrs.
He
Dutt.
said this himself.
Right, and
she said this somewhere.
Yeah.
I found it so fascinating because that is the truth. That's the ultimate truth.
Right. So, and where I'm coming from is that she's had a marriage before this. There have been stories which have been there in public domain, and then after that, his friends would believe that once she came into his life, they were distanced from him. Many say that she's a very smart woman in terms of that his finances were totally in tatters. She just regrouped everything together, and he stood with him when he was in jail, and she had 2 children. And at the same time, we've seen a certain glamorous side to her as well in terms of her Instagram pictures, and she likes to.
All that is now.
Yeah, it is there. So it's a very interesting character. There are several shades to it, which I think make it very well rounded.
Okay, so I can't comment to a lot that you've just said
Okay.
because I really want for you to see the film
I would
and
love to,
discover
yeah.
it. But what I can say is that, in my opinion, and I think it would be even in yours when you do watch the film, that here is an individual who is thrown into, deep into a circumstance which is not normal. And within that circumstance, what are the challenges that individual needs to face, and what is the driver, what motivates her, what drives her? And in my book, or in any human being's book, it would be 2 things: love and strength. And that for me were the 2 strongest components of what make for Manyata in the film and in life as well. Because everything else, all the other adjectives and all the other vocabulary we use to describe her kind of just falls apart, because what really emerges in all of this is that, wow, what strength
100%.
and what love.
Definitely. No, especially I think the phase when he was in jail, and I think the
can't
dignified
even begin
and
to
stoic manner.
imagine as a woman how that must have felt.
Yeah,
to
so
not be able to. I'm getting goosebumps just saying
No,
it.
I think she handled herself in a very dignified and stoic manner. There is no doubt about that.
But we will never know what she felt at home behind closed doors. I can't even imagine as a woman what it must have meant to, your child falls sick, your husband's in jail, you can't pick up the phone and say, you're on your own, you're handling, it's...
And the public perception changes. The moment you may be the biggest of celebrity in the world, but the fact is that public perception definitely changes the moment they're aware of the fact that the guy is in jail. And so it has happened with him in the past as well, even in '95 and even after that. So I'm sure that this time around she must have battled it out all alone.
I think Sanju sir has always benefited from extraordinary support and love. And in fact, when you kind of go back and look at the videos or the images that have been documented through his time spent in jail, whether it was the first time or even the second time round. I was watching one of the videos of when he came out, finally a free man. He had served his time and he was out, and I saw the media. People who had probably seen him since he was in his 20s, hugging him and embracing him, and the love. So I think that at some level, and that's the dichotomy and the duality of his life and his life situations, right? That while he saw and he experienced extraordinary love, he also experienced extraordinary isolation.
Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful life, because the fact is that many a times there are certain
Because
things
I
that will
remember him
ultimately.
saying this, you know, when you're in jail, you're alone. You're on your own. There's nothing. There's nothing. And that really hit me, because I can't imagine, you know, it's unimaginable to experience as a human being that ocean of love outside, and then suddenly experience that level of isolation. It's terrifying. Hi, this is Mirza, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.